Welcome to the Jobs and Work podcast. If you're like most Americans, you spend a significant amount of your time working. In fact, we spend more time at our jobs than anywhere else. But how often do we really talk about work in America? On this podcast, the Work for Change team will. Work for Change, LLC is a team of social scientists, thought leaders, and digital storytellers who dig into the critical issues affecting American workers and workplaces today. Our podcast is co-hosted by Dr. Kendra Jason and myself, Dr. Chris Maycumber. We'll also bring guests onto the show who reflect the diversity of the American workforce. We are so excited for you to join us as we lead the efforts to humanize the workplace by building dignity and equity into jobs, work, and organizations. Please subscribe to the podcast and share us with your friends and family. You can learn more about Work for Change at workforchangellc.com. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the Jobs and Work podcast, where we talk about all things related to jobs and work. This is episode number 23, and I am your co-host, Chris Maycumber.
And I'm co-host Kendra Jason.
And today we are so excited to have small business owners, Crystal and Bryce, with us today to talk about their businesses.
Hi.
Thank you for being here with us this morning.
Thank you for inviting us.
Absolutely.
So let's talk about who Crystal and Bryce are. So Bryce is an 11-year-old out of Durham, North Carolina, rising sixth grader, and he is the founder of Sugar Rush. So Bryce loves cotton candy like kids do, and he asked his mom that he wanted to start his own business. And so Crystal, being a business owner herself of Diamond Elite Athletics, again, out of Durham, North Carolina, that's a cheer and dance company founded in 2014. It started small as a dance company, and now it has grown to the largest cheer company in Durham, North Carolina. So I am so excited to hear Bryce's story and Crystal's story. And we are, again, just really pleased that you decided to wake up early to join us this morning. So let's start with you, Bryce. All right, cotton candy, starting your business. Tell us that story. What motivated you to get started?
So, my mom had her own business, and she had a Diamond Elite cheer and dance owner, and I wanted to start my own business, and she asked me what I wanted to do, and I love cotton candy, so I said cotton candy.
So when did you actually get started, Bryce? Do you remember? Was it last year?
It's been about maybe, I think it was 2019 when we first started. Yeah. So almost 2 years.
So what is it like owning your own business, Bryce? Like, what is that? Are things a little different for you now that you have Sugar Rush than before you had it as a 9-year-old at the time, now 11? Yeah. So how are things different?
I get to spend my time doing something and not sitting down and just doing nothing.
Mm-hmm. So you like making the cotton candy? Is that part of the fun for you, is getting like your hands on it? And how do you make cotton candy? I have no idea. I don't think I've ever seen it made in real time. How does it work? Can you tell us about your process?
So we have this little sugar thing, and then we have this heater, and it spins around, and then we put the sugar inside, and then the cotton candy comes up from it, and then I have the stick, and I spin it around, and I get the cotton candy.
Wow, that sounds like it's fun.
So Crystal, I imagine that you're a really big part of this business as well. And so what did you think when Bryce came to you and was like, Mom, I want to do my own thing?
Honestly, I was like, I love the entrepreneurial spirit, but I was like, do we have time? And then I thought about it, and I was like, you know what? For him to come and ask at 9 years old, can he start a business? I was like, that's awesome. You don't see many 9-year-olds that want to start a business. They want to play video games and things like that, which he loves, but he really is invested in this. And now you ask what's different. Back when we started, he, I was the one that was scooping and putting the sugar in, but now he can fully run it. Like he can scoop, put it in there, put the scoop down, swirl, spin it, give it out. And so I'm standing back and like, okay, I'll just be tell me what to do. I'm your worker. So yeah, he has grown so much over the years as far as getting more involved. At first he was kind of like, this is what I want to do. These are the flavors I want. And kind of Mommy, you do. And I'm like, no, this is your business. You've got to work. So now he definitely takes the initiative of, he puts the inputs in of the flavors and he can pretty much run it. He likes to talk to the people. And I'm just, like I said, I'm just his worker at this point.
That is so exciting, Bryce. Cause I would imagine like taking the jump and jumping in there and doing that gives you like a confidence, like you started your own business and your mom was taking the lead, but now you're the lead. So I think that must make you feel good about yourself and, added this, like, I can do lots of things. I just started my own business and I can do anything that I put my mind to.
Yeah, well, I can tell you from watching Crystal and Bryce over the years is that Crystal is very much a role model for Bryce, right? Because Crystal grew up in pageants. And guess what? Bryce grew up and doing pageants as well. Crystal is a dancer and cheer squad leader. Guess what? Bryson is a tumbler. And so, Bryce, is a tumbler. And so I've seen this pattern of, you keeping him, Crystal, number one, you keep him really close to you, right? So he's with you side by side as you're doing the work of being a business owner. And I'm imagining he's watching you do the late nights and the early mornings and working with parents and working with kids. You work with a lot of different dynamics. Out of all the business owners that we've had on here, you probably have the most elements between working with like parents, children, the community. You have a center and, so I can really understand when Bryce was like, Mom, hey, I want to do this new thing. You're like, I love you, son.
Have the time.
But you made it work. So where has Bryce, popped up? Where has he been able to, serve people cotton candy?
When we first started, we did a lot of, different community events. Like at his school, they had a fall festival, so he was there. He did a couple of birthday parties, and he also makes the cotton candy and sends it off. And then COVID hit, and it kind of slowed down. Yeah. And then I decided, as much as I have so much on my plate, to do pop-up shops. So now I had pop-up shops, and him and another little girl just held their first pop-up shop. They hosted it. So I hosted my first 2 pop-up shops last year, and then he hosted his first one back in May, and he has another one coming up in July. So the pop-up shops and just different community events.
So that if you're at a party, so someone could hire you to come to their party and you'll make it fresh, like live there on site. That is so cool. That's such like a fun party feature. Like who doesn't love, that would be such a great, I'm going to keep that in mind for future parties.
So I did want to ask Crystal, because again, I've been following Crystal on social media. Thank you for posting all of your videos of your diamonds. That's her, her cheer squad. It's really fascinating to watch you start from like a small dance studio. And then when I watch what you have created, I don't know what the time feels like to you, but from 2014 to 2021 is not a lot of time. Right. And you built this huge gym. Y'all are like naturally competitive cheer squad. And they're so little. I mean, so tell us a little bit about Diamond Elite and how did it grow in that way? Was that always your vision?
Yes. I always wanted a cheer gym. And so when I first started, I started out in these little, it was this guy, he had these homes and he turned them into dance studios. And he just said, at first he was like, no cheer, you can only do dance. So I started with dance. I had a dance studio. And I started there then with like 15 girls. And by the end of that year, I had 80. And so I bought my own dance studio, me and my mom. And then I was like, oh, I have my own space. I can start cheer. And so with a lot of dance studios in Durham, everybody wanted to do cheer. So I moved over to just doing cheer. We do a little bit of dance now, but not the ballet, tap, and jazz. And so it just kind of grew from there. I fluctuated pretty much between maybe 40, 50 girls in the past since then. But I always stayed around maybe 50, 60. But over the past years, it kind of rose. Then we got to 70. And then we kind of got, last year we were right at 70. And this year we have 105. So it's been a lot of blood, sweat, and tears. As most people say, it has been a lot of, like you said, late nights, advertising. I think showcasing the girls to the community really, really helps, because when I get a new child, they're like, oh, we saw you guys on Facebook or Instagram, and we really, really like what you're doing. So social media has really helped me.
You use it well. One thing that I really love about your business, Crystal, is so it's mostly little Black girls, but I know it's open to everyone, but what I really, really love about your girls is that they don't all fit like this stereotypical image of what a cheer person should look like. They're all shapes and sizes, they're doing flips and tumbles and, to the execution that you see on television, right? I mean, these are little professionals, right? And so is that something that you purposely set out to do, or how did it come to be that your business did not fall into this cookie cutter mold of what a cheerleader should look like?
Well, for me, I feel like everyone should cheer, because you do see the little skinny, girls that always cheer. And I get that a lot. Parents will be like, well, my daughter is not the average size. And I'm like, it's okay. We work with all of them. Bring them in. We will train them. And I'm really, really tough because of that. And because of how, clean they are. And another thing, because we are, predominantly African-American, I'm very tough. And so the kids will be like, oh, she's mean, but I have other staff that are nurturers. I'm the mean one. I nurture, but I'm the mean one. But I feel like everyone should have the chance to be a cheerleader, whether it's color, size, whatever. We treat them all the same. If they're a little bit heavier, they get no special treatment like the little girl next. Everybody gets the same from me. So
something we talk about on this show too is how important it is for our kids to see their parents, maybe even more so their moms, enjoying the work they do. So many people are unhappy at their jobs and unfulfilled, and that, you get home and that spills into family life when we're tired and not motivated and things like that. So Crystal, what is it, is that something that you were intentional about, like transitioning into owning your own business, or have you noticed the impact it has had on your family dynamic, working for yourself and feeling fulfilled?
Yes, because I was a teacher for a while, and I would do both, and I was just so unhappy. I love kids. That's one thing. I do love kids, but teaching, coming home, and at the time when I first started, Bryce was little, so teaching kids all day, coming home, getting him together, and then going to the gym and working with more kids, I was just so stressed. And so one day I just said, I'm going to take the leap of faith and just do this full time. And it has been the best decision I have ever made.
How take you to transition into, you know, letting your teacher job go to working for yourself full time?
So when I started in 2014, I stopped working 2016. So it was about 2 years.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. So Bryce, we haven't forgot about you. What's your favorite thing about owning a business?
Making the cotton candy.
Doing the work. That's a good answer. Doing the actual work, like making your product. That's like exciting.
Like, you know.
Yeah, that's great.
Are your friends surprised that you have your own business, or they're just like, of course Bryce has his own business?
Well, I didn't tell some of my friends, but some of my friends were surprised I got some of my own business, and I told my teachers I had a business, and then they said they would come over. So
yeah.
Mm-hmm. So Bryce, I'm interested in how like you learning about running a business, like the money and how to keep track of all that stuff. Like, what have you learned at the age of 11 about, because making cotton candy is fun, right? That's an important part of the business, but then there's the whole business side of it. So what's, I guess the specific question is, what have you learned about the other aspects of running a business?
Saving and stuff, and we can't lose our products, and we can't mess up our machines, or
taking care of your equipment, saving money, putting it back. That's great. Yeah, those are really huge lessons.
Yes, we've had from the beginning, it was, oh, I made this. Can I go buy this? And I'm like, no, we got to put this back.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And we got to get more product, Sometimes I will, if he does really well, I will let him get a little treat. But I'm like, no, we got to put this back into the business. So we've come a long way with learning how to reinvest.
What's your personal favorite flavor of cotton candy, Bryce? Blueberry, is it?
And strawberry.
My daughter, she loves that one too because it turns her whole mouth blue.
Yep. That's fun.
And as a parent, I just love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. There really is nothing like cotton candy. Sorry, go ahead, Crystal.
He knows my favorite. He was like, my mom loves peach.
Oh. Yeah, cotton candy, there is no other food that you have quite the same eating experience. It comes in a package on a stick. You get to like put your hands in there. There really is no other food like that. So I think that's really, I see how it would be a fun process too, to actually make it and then to present it to somebody and they have to unwrap it. You don't really have to unwrap any other food. That's a really cool experience. Yeah. And I'm really excited to see where this goes for you, Bryce. Very inspiring. Very inspiring.
He has some really cool flavors. Tell them some of your flavors that are different than just the blueberry and strawberry and
we got green apple, grape,
apple pie.
Ooh.
Then we have a pink lemonade.
Oh, that sounds good.
Yeah, the pink lemonade. There for the hot people, there's what is it? Hot chili. Hot chili.
No way.
Yeah, that one sells well. I guess kids love that hot.
Wow,
it's different. I can see that. See
that's a whole twist on cotton candy. So you came up with those flavors, like you just played around and mixed the different flavors and created a flavor. That's amazing.
Oh yeah. So you're like the creative.
You're an inventor too. You're a business owner and an inventor. I mean, you like created a whole new concept and flavor. That's awesome.
Sometimes they don't taste so well.
Trial and error. Yeah.
So Crystal, what about Diamond Elite? Do you have something coming up? What's on the horizon for Diamond Elite?
We are actually trying to get our own little YouTube show to kind of focus on girls. We kind of started right before the pandemic, and then it kind of halted. But so we're trying to, so people can know, because honestly, as big as we are, a lot of people in Durham, if some people just haven't heard about us.
Right.
And so they'll be like, oh, we've never heard about you guys. And I'm like, well, we've been here for years. But so we're, I'm trying to get someone to kind of come in and kind of feature us and, kind of let the world know about us.
Oh, yeah.
It's not a lot of just all, predominantly African-American gyms in the area.
So basically, y'all need a Netflix special. That's
they
what
need
you
a story.
Yes.
They need a story.
Yes.
As the storyteller in our business, I'm like, that is a really important story to tell. Like you said, tell that story to the world. There's something really special happening there, and it's time to like get it out. Yes.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, and I'll say too with Crystal, one thing that I really appreciate in watching her over the years is not only do you get to see like these wonderfully athletic, beautiful little brown babies, but you can also see the cheer coaches, and then Crystal herself is not often in front of the camera, but she's very transparent about like the ups and downs and highs and lows and wins and challenges of running a business of this magnitude. So I like that again. I always tell people, like, Crystal, like watching you over the years, you were another inspiration for me, because I was just like, wow, you're just consistent. Like I didn't know your full story, of course, but I'm just like, you started small and now you're big. And it
days I wanted to quit. There's so many every year. I want to quit every year.
I can imagine that.
I want to quit, but it's just I love it's the passion behind it. So, like you said, you rarely see me because it's about them, and so I want to showcase them and their work. Their achievements will speak for me as a coach, winning and getting the jackets and that's another thing. A lot of times if they don't win, I have taught them that it's not all about winning, it's about what did you learn. So a lot of times we'll go off and we'll get second place and they are just the happiest kids. And people are like, but you didn't win, and I'm like, yeah, but if there's 10 kids, 10 teams, and we got second, that's an achievement. Yeah. So it's not all about winning. It's about did they do their personal best? And if they did, they're excited. So so that is a win for me. So
yeah, thank you. It's like, man, we want to thank Crystal and Bryce for spending your morning with us.
Thank you.
Bryce, you're our first kid on the show.
First. Yes.
And like I said, I've been following your mom for a very long time. But when I saw you with your little plug for your business, I was like, oh, this is such an important story. I don't know what Bryce's story is right now, but it is so important for other kids to see and for families to see that you can do this together, right? And you can still be a good student, you can still be a good son, and you can still play your video games while you start learning the business of running your own business. And so speaking of, at Work for Change, we have a Starting Your Own Business workshop. It will be in July 17th and 24th. And so in that workshop, we help you understand the nuts and bolts of a business plan. We also open it up to kids. Chris, I'm thinking maybe we should have one just for kids.
I know, that'd be awesome.
I've seen a lot of, well, not a lot, but I've seen more children, under the age of 15 starting businesses. And so this may be a niche for someone out there, even if you want to start your own business. So anyway, again, you can find more information about Bryce and Sugar and Crystal and Diamond Elite right below. We have their contact information and their website information. You can always find us at work4change.llc.com. Please like, subscribe, and share. We are, of course, on YouTube. We're also on Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, and
Instagram.
Thank you. So please like, subscribe, so we can work to make the world of work better.